All right. Are you ready?
Are you ready?
I think so.
Let's do it.
All right, guys. Second podcast, no rules. We're going to go over different topics today. One of the bigger ones, obviously, from The Last Dance is going to be Michael Jordan versus LeBron James. And we'll talk about, the greatest players of all time and another couple other topics as far as Draymond Green, Charles Barkley, and Shaq. So the first topic we're going to go over is going to be Michael Jordan versus LeBron. I think that's been the biggest debate so far as the greatest players of all time. So who's your one?
Between Mike and LeBron?
Or who's your two? It could be anybody. It could be Kobe.
I mean, it's Mike, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason I think it's for sure Mike is just because, he just never missed or messed up, when it counted. The first argument that I think you were going to bring up about LeBron is the Dallas Mavericks series.
Yeah, I think, as far as Jordan goes, you can go back and say, he lost, first round of Milwaukee, first year he was a rookie, second year Boston, third year Boston, and then they beat Cleveland.
Right.
And then they lost to Detroit for a couple years in a row.
But LeBron got to the finals what year versus the Spurs? When they got swept, but he still got them there.
It was 2006, fourth year?
Yeah. Fourth
year he got to the finals. I think LeBron, as far as carrying a team, was a juggernaut. I think LeBron or Jordan, those years he had no help.
Right.
And I think that's what people forget.
What I hate is the most is that we don't really know how to non-biasedly say what help is and isn't.
Yeah, well, Pippen's help, Wade's help, Kyrie Irving's help.
Yeah.
Kevin Love's help.
Yeah.
Chris Bosh, Ray Allen.
Right.
Dennis Rodman, Horace Grant. Guys like Ron Harper was really good. But I think the thing that people miss, Chicago was so bad before Jordan got there. They were the doormat of the NBA.
Yeah.
And so was Cleveland. So as far as that goes, they match up. I think it boils down to just when that opportunity comes, Jordan didn't mess up and LeBron did.
I agree.
In Dallas, he averaged 17.9 points a game. And they lost to and people say that Dallas team was good. And I watched that Dallas team last night. They weren't good.
Yeah.
They weren't bad, but they weren't an upper echelon opponent of, in the NBA Finals that the Heat should have lost to. So I always go to, if you're favored, you should win.
No, for sure.
And that was one of the biggest lopsided favorites in NBA history. And they lost. So I think that goes a long way. And
is that one series unforgiving to the point where you don't ever think LeBron can pass Jordan? What would he have to do now?
I don't think he can't pass Jordan. I think this and it sucks because I think this year was my year to see, because he had AD. Mm-hmm. And AD's another top 5 player in the league, arguably top 3 player in the league.
Yeah.
So can you go and win a championship with another top 5 player in the league? And I think it was, it's Clippers and Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And I think if they lost, then not a chance.
What's the closest you think LeBron's ever got to Jordan as far as that debate? Is it beating the Warriors?
Yeah.
I still think, LeBron doing that, I think it's almost as great of an achievement as Jordan's ever done.
I think
the single greatest achievement between both of them, I think LeBron wins that with that 3-1 versus the Warriors.
Yeah, but Game 5. That series was over. Game 5 was Game 4, but when Draymond got suspended, that flipped the whole series. In Game 5, I think if Draymond's not suspended, they go 4-1.
Yeah.
And you can't go back and say that, but I think people forget, there's certain things that happened
right.
that kind of set them up. And as soon as that series flips and goes 3-2, now you're like, oh, we got a chance. Like, it's 1-1. 3-2, it's if you go in the locker room 3-2, somebody's got to be up 3-2.
Yeah.
There's no and if or buts. And then you're like, all right, we win game 6. It's a 1-game series after that. But I think, arguably, one of his greatest achievements was when Kevin Love and Kyrie got hurt, and he was able to beat the Warriors twice.
Yeah.
And they lost, but they beat. I mean, that was, to me, that could have been. I wouldn't say the greatest finals performances, but close. Yeah. I mean, he took that team and put them on his back. I just think that's great, but you lost. And I agree, you don't have the help in that one. But when you did against the Mavs, you lost. And I think that's the separator. He has 3, Jordan has 6.
Okay, so does LeBron go into the finals? How many years straight? 7 or 8?
8, but you're talking about.
Does that matter?
I don't think you're talking about a watered down East. Chicago played, when Jordan lost, Chicago played Boston, right? Boston, Bird, McHale, Parrish. That Boston team won the finals, right, then lost to the Lakers with Magic and Kareem and James Worthy, right, for 2 years. Okay, so you're talking about teams that go to the finals and lose. Then they lost to Detroit. Detroit goes to the finals, and if Isaiah Thomas doesn't sprain his ankle, I think Detroit three-peats. Because they lost 4-3 the first year, and then they won in the next 2 years, which I think was 89 and 90, right? And then Jordan ended up beating them. But that brings me to the next argument of what people are saying about Jordan finally beat a older Detroit team, right? And it's like, I think Isaiah Thomas was 29, something like that. Like, they were all between 29 and 31.
Yeah.
So they're not older.
Right. Like, what did Isaiah, didn't Isaiah go to the All-Star game, the next couple years?
Yeah, I mean, that team was really good. And my argument is, LeBron goes and joins Boston, right? Loses to Boston with Cleveland, which the Cleveland team, I don't think was better than Boston anyway. But that Boston team with Paul Pierce, KG, and Ray Allen were all over 33 years old. So if you're going to make the argument that Detroit was older, you got to make the argument that that Boston team was done. They smacked Boston that year, 4-1. And then they lost to Dallas. So I think that's where Jordan, when he got by that Detroit hump, it was his league. When LeBron got past Boston's hump, it wasn't his league. He lost to Dallas, then they won 2, and then they lost to the Spurs. Yeah. And you can make an argument that if Ray Allen doesn't get lucky and that ball doesn't bounce his direction, he's...
Oh, as a Spurs fan, 100%.
Right.
I also make the argument that if our stupid people that work for the Spurs didn't bring out the trophy prematurely and the Heat saw that, then we would have won.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
But let's not get on that subject.
Okay.
Spurs.
But I think you can go, that's 4 years. They went 2 for 4. I just don't... And that Spurs team, those Spurs teams were really, really good. Yeah. Like, really good. I think Tim Duncan's one of the greatest ever. I think Tony Parker is one of the most underrated point guards ever. Ginobili, obviously, talent-wise was insane. Then you got Popovich as a coach. Right. But if you want to be the greatest, you got to beat those teams.
And I think as far as younger, not in that I've seen more games with LeBron than I have with Jordan. I think what Jordan brought was, he didn't win at a young age, but as we follow his story, especially on The Last Dance, you see when he said, I need to change this, I need to get stronger. Mm-hmm. Once he spoke on something and said, I'm going to do this, you'll never see me lose like this again, he never lost again. So the way because watching that Last Dance, I've known the story for a long time, but when they show that he mentally had to figure out what it took to overcome the Detroit Pistons, that whole summer he worked out, like I said, he just didn't lose again.
Yeah, and I think he set the bar for what workouts were. Like me and Julius were having a conversation yesterday about, Kobe, and everything Jordan did, Kobe took, and like he took the mentality, he took the same work ethic, same plans. Like he did everything Jordan did. Like Jamal Crawford talks about going to a 6 a.m. workout with Jordan, and Jordan was doing defensive slides. Like I remember Julius saying he goes to a workout with Kobe, and Kobe's 5, 6 at the time, and he's in the gym doing defensive slides. So like he did everything Jordan did. And I think the only thing that holds Kobe back, that I think that separated between Jordan and Kobe, I think Kobe was super athletic, uber athletic, but I think the pop, as far as speed and quickness, I don't think anybody rivals Jordan.
Right.
And I think that's where people in this day and age are really confused, because there's not one player that could guard Jordan one-on-one right now.
Right.
He's too fast, too explosive, too strong, and the way the game is played, and that's why the numbers are all boosted, like people are all LeBron 35, 10, and 10, and they lost.
Yeah.
Cool. LeBron's the most ball-dominant player maybe ever. Mm-hmm. Like literally I'm going to do what I want with the ball, and he's great at it. But he's a ball-dominant player. You're going to get stats as a ball-dominant player. Translate it into winning. That's my argument. Yeah. Like Jordan averaged 37 for a season, right? Switched his whole game up because he wanted to translate to wins. Sometimes you need to start, and I think a lot of times LeBron has the ball so much that a lot of his stats get inflated. He's got to score. He's got to get the assist. Mm-hmm. So, and then double team wise, like where defenses were back in the day, like you could double team, you could sit in the lane, you could do all that stuff. Like Jordan had to figure out ways to make tougher shots than I think LeBron does. Like if Jordan played in this day and age with 3-point shooters, it would be a mess. And I think he would average more assists, and I think he would average more points. Because I think he can get to the rim, he can do whatever he wants. He's not facing double teams. He's got shooters on the wings.
I think one of my biggest arguments as far as why the younger generation doesn't respect Jordan as much as they should is because, like, when we were growing up, we didn't have social media, we didn't have access. Just think about how many of Jordan's single plays that you've seen on highlights would be viral on Twitter. Just like when we see plays every night in the NBA. Yeah. Like we were talking, like, a lot of times you would see one highlight of Jordan on SportsCenter that night, and that's all you got. Mm-hmm. Whether you talk about WGN, you could watch it live. Yeah. In this day and age, LeBron does something, and you see it 5 seconds later all over the web. Yeah. So, like, some of the stuff that you see in The Last Dance, people are seeing Jordan do that for the first time now. Yeah. It's just the exposure of why people think that.
Well, and there was it's very, like, the public to that point. Like I had WGN where I grew up. And like I was able to watch every single Bulls game, always. Like that's what me and my dad watched, the Bulls, and then it was like the Cubs and the White Sox, and we watched all those games. But that was like up East Coast, so that was like Chicago and up, right? East Coast, like nobody saw it in Cali or Texas or stuff like that. So yeah, I think that's a big thing. Like people now kind of see Jordan. The thing I forgot watching this is his quickness. Like his pop is just different than anybody's I've ever seen. Like there was a highlight, it was like third year. I mean, he caught the ball and was down the court, and it was like, just ran past people. And then his skill set to go along with that, I think he was like, and then his mentality, 6 for 6 MVPs. I don't think anybody,
So to even get into the real conversation of LeBron and Mike, what does LeBron need to do? How many championships do you think he needs?
2 more.
2 more?
I think if he wins this year, I think it's more of a conversation for sure. Like I think he becomes 1B.
Is it because it's the Lakers? Does that bring any situation?
Well, I think it's because he has AD. I think Jordan won a ship when he was 35. LeBron's 35. I don't think people thought that last year that the Bulls were going to win. You know what I mean? And Jordan willed them to win. Pippen was contract. He didn't really want to play. Didn't have one of his better years. I mean, I think he was like 19 points a game or something like that when he ended up coming back. But he has AD now, and what's your excuse now? Like he's played with really good players. Kyrie's really good. Kyrie's getting 40s in the NBA Finals. Dwayne Wade, Chris Bosh. I mean, Dwayne Wade is arguably top 15 player of all time.
Right.
I'm taking Dwayne Wade over Pippen, probably, at least offensively. Chris Bosh, really good. So I think he's got to win this year. If Kawhi beats him, then what's the argument?
No,
if Kawhi gets 3, then what are we talking about?
Yeah, LeBron has no room for.
Yeah, you can argue Kawhi's better than him. I don't know about that, but you can make an argument. I mean, what's the argument? If the game is played to win, right? If that's why the game's played, then that's what the argument should be based on, right? And then you can say Bill Russell and stuff, but I think Bill Russell, like John Havlicek and those guys were averaging 28 a game.
Yeah.
Bill Russell's great defensively and all that stuff, but and then I think that goes into the Kobe conversation in the top 10 everybody was talking about. Like, Shaq was such a dominant force on those Kobe teams for 3 years. Especially the first year they won, Shaq was by far the best player on that team. And then, Kobe averaged like 30, but Shaq got the MVPs. I think he was 33 and 15 almost every single series, which is insane to think about. And then he gets 2, I think the ones, when he beat Boston, I think was the most impressive, one of the more impressive finals wins, because I thought Boston was better from top to bottom.
Right.
Like, that was a really good Boston team. And they were younger. Like, they were all 31, 32. They were in their primes. And I think that was the most impressive Kobe series. He just willed them to win. He was really good. He was a leader. He figured out how to win. Like, that's the only thing that mattered to him.
Right.
I don't even think he played really well in Game 7. I think he only had like 20 points. But that doesn't matter. We won. So I don't know.
But you still say LeBron's 2, Jordan's 1? I mean,
Jordan's 1.
Where's Kobe? Because we're going to talk about the ESPN rankings that just came out a little bit later. But, I mean, how big of a gap is it from Kobe to get to LeBron and MJ?
See, I think MJ to LeBron is a bigger gap than LeBron to Kobe.
Okay. I agree, too. I just think LeBron's failed too many times where he shouldn't, that you can't take those back.
Yeah. And I think the other thing that bugs people is LeBron's personality is very not alpha dog. He's not alpha dog. He's very alpha. He does it in a different way.
Yeah.
Where I think the ultra competitors of our world, me included, like, I want the dog. Like, I want to see you just kill people.
Right.
And that's what Jordan was, and that's what Kobe was.
Yeah.
So I mean, personally, I love Kobe.
Right.
You know how I feel about Kobe.
No, for sure.
So I would say Kobe's like, I think Kobe's the greatest Laker of all time. I'll put Kobe at like 4 or 5.
I don't hate that.
I don't
hate that. Where do y'all think LeBron James, Michael Jordan, y'all comment below on this. And now a message from Hoop Dynamic.
What's going on, everyone? We just dropped a new Hoop Dynamic version called Hoop Dynamic Lite. You can get a bunch of stuff. You're going to get 30-minute workout with me that we want you guys to do Monday through Friday. You're also going to get some IQ breakdowns in there where I'm going to break down NBA film, right, going over ball screens, right, different IQ stuff. We're also going to put in there handle challenges. Okay, so you guys have a bunch of stuff that you can get in and work on, right, both mentally, right, and physically.
All right, so now let's get into a couple debates I've seen on Twitter the last couple weeks. Draymond Green or Charles Barkley?
Next.
Come on, just speak on it just a little bit, because a lot of cats just see TNT Charles Barkley eating donuts, talking crazy. But just let the people know what Charles Barkley was really about.
I think Charles Barkley is one of the top 15 players of all time.
15?
I think so. I just think he...
Now, realistically, how tall is he? So we could put that...
6'4".
Right, and they list him at 6'6",
But
6'7".
crazy strong. Crazy athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Like, in this day and age, he would dominate.
Right.
Because he's such a mismatch problem. Like, he was the positionless guy back then when everybody was trying to put positions on people. Like, today's age, he would take a center out attack, right? He had the mid-range. He would take little guys and just bully them. He could take it off the glass. He could go. I mean, he could do things like, it's not even a comparison.
Why do you think why is it a comparison?
Oh, because they got an argument. I think Shaq gets so mad at Draymond saying just absolutely ridiculous things like Draymond and Steph changed the game. Like, Draymond didn't change anything.
Right.
Steph changed it. I agree with that. He took the game to a whole different level as far as his shooting, expanding the court. But Draymond had zero to do with that. You know what I mean? Like, he's playing without those guys this year, and he's not even a top 100 player in the league without them.
That's a hot take.
He's 6 points or 7 points, 5 rebounds, 5 assists. Congratulations. And you play on the worst team in the league.
That's why I think he should stay with Steph Curry as long as his career. Would you think he can be successful going somewhere else and just being on a team?
No.
I don't think so either.
No, he averages this on not any other team in the league. He needs superstars. I think Draymond is one of the highest IQ players in the league. I think he's a good defender. I think his defensive, it gets overplayed.
Right.
I think he's a good defender. I think he's a very good passer when he has very good players. And he needs to work in space, right? He needs to catch it and be able to attack closeouts, which right now he can't, because nobody's worried about anybody else. When you're the fourth option or fifth option, you're the guy. I mean, how many times did we see in the finals, like, people literally, like, if I'm sitting here, the defender's in New York City,
right,
and we're in Dallas, and it's like, shoot it, you know?
But why do you think? Is it because it's the same style, like the same body type a little bit, even though, I mean, I just don't really see it at all. I don't think Draymond's, I think...
The Draymond-Charles Barkley argument is one of the dumbest arguments. It is the dumbest argument of all time.
Are you sure? Because I have another one that I've seen on Twitter. Can Draymond Green guard Shaquille O'Neal? Is what I've been reading a lot.
Shaq would, if they gave the ball to Shaq every single time, Shaq would score probably 80. 5.
So that's all that.
Draymond would foul in the first quarter. I mean, he's got to make a decision. Either you're going to get destroyed or you are going to foul and put him on the line. So Draymond, you're either going to get destroyed, you're going to get scored on every single time, or you're going to be sitting on the bench with foul trouble. It's pretty much up to you.
YouTube, what do you think? Draymond Green or Charles Barkley? Comment below. And Draymond Green guards Shaq a full game in his prime, in both of their primes. What's Shaq's stat line? Let us know.
75, 35.
Those are Wilt Chamberlain numbers.
Don't care. Can't guard him.
So let's go ahead and move on to your Mount Rushmore. So for Mount Rushmore, we're going to talk about not necessarily the top player at each position, but your top 5 that you would put on the court to win a basketball game of all time.
So I'm going to go with guys like that I've seen. Like, I know, people talk about Kareem, Bill Russell, those guys. But I didn't really watch them. So mine...
But my thing right off the bat, like, if I'm picking, like, the 5 players, like, who can guard Shaq? You know what I mean? Well,
I think Wilt could have, in that generation, could have guarded Shaq. Like, Wilt was a freak.
Right.
Like, you look at old pictures and clips of Wilt, it's like, whoa. Like, what? He was different before that generation. I mean, you score 100 points in a game, you get 50 in 24.
Him and Jordan are the two that look different in the generation. Like,
yeah, him, Jordan. I mean, I will always say I think the player, and he got hurt at the end of his career, the player that everybody sleeps on is Larry Bird.
Yeah.
6'10", hybrid, like, Larry Bird was insane, and people who he wouldn't, like, Larry Bird would destroy right now.
Because people are always like saying like Larry Bird or Dwayne Wade, and they just say that, oh.
Well, it's not even, but that's not your comparison.
Right, they just don't think that Larry Bird can guard anybody just because he's white.
Who guards anybody anyway these days?
I agree.
You know what I mean? And you can hide guys on different people. And Larry Bird was, like, he could take you outside. He would post us. Like, right now in this generation, he'd be phenomenal. Because he wasn't, like, some unathletic, like, slow.
Right.
People see that later on in his career. But, I mean, that dude was different. But I'm going Jordan. I got to go LeBron, too.
I'm with those two. That's where I'm at. Let's go. Who's your center? Or who's your big man?
See, I think the most dominant player maybe ever is Shaq.
So you're going to go Shaq?
I got to put Shaq in my top 5. Shaq was insane. I know you want to put Tim Duncan in there, but Shaq's great.
Duncan stuff.
Kobe. I'm always going to put Kobe in there.
Okay, so right now you have Jordan, LeBron, Kobe, and Shaq. Now, mind you, this is to win a basketball game. Or you're just doing your best 5 players?
Just best 5. Okay. Well, yeah, to win, whatever.
Okay.
I mean, to win a basketball game, I'm going to put Steph out there because I'm just going to put him in.
I think Steph's in my Mount Rushmore right now anyways.
No, he's not in mine. I'm going to put Steph in the corner and just let these guys ISO. Yeah. Just good luck.
He has to be on the court.
Yeah, just stand there. And if you're open, shoot it.
Like with the team you have right now, you would have Steph on the court, not Magic.
Yeah, because it's a different, we want shooters. But if we're talking top 5, you know.
All right, finish your 5, just your.
So Jordan, Bron, Shaq, Kobe. And I mean, I'll put Duncan in there.
Thanks, man. I appreciate that.
Duncan. Duncan was what, 4 for 4? In the NBA Finals?
No. We lost to Ray Allen in that.
4 for 5.
Yeah. We went 98, 2000, 2003, 5, 7. 9.
Which, yeah, and then they beat.
We had 5 actually, so we're 5.
He beat that Miami Heat team. He beat Bron.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think you got to put him in there, and then my right outside the list is Magic, Bird, Barkley, Isaiah Thomas.
I mean, I feel like Kareem has to be on there.
Yeah, Kareem's another one I didn't watch though.
Right.
You know, I was like 3 and 4 years old.
The thing with Kareem is I didn't see him that much either, and they just always talk about his skyhook. And just thinking about basketball now, how he scored the most points in NBA history, like off the skyhook. Yeah,
I think that the only thing with him would be in today's game for bigs, and this goes for Shaq as well. I think defensively, can you guard ball screens?
Yeah.
And I think watching Kareem, like these old things, like he wasn't the most agile side to side. So I think he would struggle guarding ball screens. Offensively, I mean, you can't guard that shot. But that's what people, it just changes. Like, we're not throwing the ball to the post anymore. Like, you don't run plays that throw the ball to the post in the NBA. You're going mid-post. You're going to put your best scorer. It doesn't matter if he's a center or a wing. You're going to put your scorer in an ISO situation. Or it's ball screens, driving kicks, throwbacks, attacks, right. Decision makings from, it's, all that stuff. It's not, so the game's just so different. And then I mean, I think you got to put Steph, in there somewhere, outside it. Shoot, Pippen, for sure, Scottie Pippen. And then like your Dwayne Wade's. I was a big Paul Pierce fan.
Oh God.
I love Paul Pierce. I think he's
not anywhere in this conversation at all, bro.
But he was so underrated. He was so
That's
good.
That's fine. Let him be like that.
And Antoine Walker.
Oh God.
Sorry.
Okay, so let's go best 5, but let's go position by position.
Ooh.
So Mount Rushmore point guard.
Okay, so I can have LeBron at any position I want. So yes, I can.
No.
Absolutely.
Okay, fine. Do that.
Okay, LeBron's my point guard.
Okay, great.
Yep.
All right.
Jordan's my shooting guard. Kobe.
Kobe at what?
The 3.
All right,
nice. Duncan. Shaq.
LeBron at point guard, Jordan at shooting guard, Kobe at small forward, even though I think he's a shooting guard.
You play with 2 shooting guards. What do you mean? You play with... he's not what is Duncan?
Power forward. The Spurs always had a weird...
Okay, so what is Kobe?
He's a shooting guard.
Right, you have 2 shooting guards.
All right, that's fine. I would go Magic, point guard.
I like it.
Mike at 2, LeBron at 3, Duncan at 4. And probably Wilt at 5.
You left out Kobe?
Well, I mean, it's just, in my mind, the best shooting guard ever, and I'm just going to play by the normal rules. Jordan's the shooting guard.
Okay.
You two, what do you think? Who's your Mount Rushmore?
If y'all don't put Kobe in there, don't unsubscribe, but I don't know.
And now a message from Tyler's online training.
What's going on, everybody? This is Tyler Relph. I'm excited to be on Famer. It's a new app. We're going to give you guys exclusive content. I'm going to be able to interact with you guys, text message you back, see how you guys are doing, write you guys up your own individual workouts that you may need, and I'll also be able to break down film with you. So check it out and get with us on the new Famer app. Let's get it.
All right, so now we're going to look at ESPN's latest NBA rankings of the top 74 players of all time. I'm going to give Tyler a name, and I'm going to have him guess where he thinks they're ranked. And we'll go from there. Stop looking, bro. Okay, so right now we're in the 74 through 41 category. So let's start with this. Dennis Rodman.
Ooh.
Or Alonzo Mourning, who's ranked higher?
Dennis Rodman.
Correct. And where do you think he's ranked?
Top 50. Top 50. I don't know about that. 57, 58.
62.
Damn.
Dennis Rodman's career stats, 7.3 points per game, 13.1 rebounds per game. That 13.1 is an outrageous number for rebounds.
Yeah, he led the league, like 7-8 years in a row?
Yeah.
I don't know if he's... I think the Last Dance is up that.
Thanks.
Just a little bit. But we'll be all right.
Tony Parker.
Oh... 46.
Okay, and I'll do this one with you also, because these are 2 guys. Tony Parker and Gary Payton, who's ranked higher?
Oh, wow. Parker.
Wrong. They have Tony Parker 70th.
What's Peyton?
53.
I mean, I guess I could see that.
Your boy Paul Pierce that we talked about earlier.
Ooh, top 10. Paul Pierce has to be like 51.
That's close, 54. So now you have one.
Because he was top 50 when they did the top 50.
Yeah.
And now he got pushed
There's
out.
some cats that pass him
Yeah,
real quick.
for sure.
So now you have somebody that's at 55 and somebody that's at 52. Vince Carter and Tracy McGrady. Who's ahead of Paul Pierce?
Tracy McGrady.
Yeah, 52. Is 52 too low?
I mean, it depends what you look at. Like Tracy McGrady, I think if his career kept going the way it was, he was a top 20.
Yeah.
But then he got hurt. I mean, same thing with Grant Hill.
Yeah.
Like Grant Hill to me, different. Yeah, Vince Carter. Okay.
All right, now we're on the top 50. Dominique Wilkins.
30, 34, 35.
46.
Ooh, that's terrible. He led the league in scoring.
George Gervin.
The Iceman? Ooh, this is your boy.
A real bucket.
38.
47. Russell Westbrook.
What?
Russell Westbrook's in this list.
In the top 50?
Yeah.
Oh. Really?
Mm-hmm.
He played in one NBA Finals?
Well, but it's not fair. He literally made the triple-double seem not that impressive. I think that's big time.
I don't really know if it was that impressive. 48. You don't remember.
42.
Okay.
All right, this one's going to make you upset.
Okay.
Anthony Davis.
Why is it? I love Anthony Davis.
I know. Do you think he's inside the top 40?
Yeah.
Well, he's not.
46.
45.
Okay, I'll live with it.
But I think he's
never been. He's still in his prime.
For sure. All right, so let's go into the top rounds. I really didn't hate this list that much, to be honest.
Right, I don't like it already.
All right, this current point guard in the NBA he's the current point guard right now. He's at 40 right now.
Current
point guard in the NBA at 40.
Current point guard at 40.
He was an All-Star this year.
Oh, great. He better be an All-Star. He's at 40. Oh, man. Chris Paul.
Yeah. And with the championships, I think he jumps a lot of spaces.
Yeah, he's not winning a championship.
All right, who's ranked higher, James Harden or Jason Kidd?
Kidd.
He's not. 35 for Jason Kidd, 32 for James Harden.
Stupid. We gotta win.
All right, here's a good one. They're ranked 30 and 31. One's a two-time MVP point guard. And the other one's one of the most hated point guards of all time, based on The Last Dance.
D Rose.
Nope.
One of the. Oh, Isaiah Thomas.
Isaiah Thomas. Two-time point guard. Play with Amare.
Steve Nash.
Yeah. Who's ranked higher?
Isaiah Thomas.
31, Isaiah Thomas, 30, Steve Nash. Here's another good one. They call him potentially the best pound-for-pound player in NBA history. At 6'4". Iverson. And right next to him, this guy leads the most assists ever.
Stockton.
Yeah. Who's ranked higher?
Oh my God. AI.
Me laughing already gave it away. It's John Stockton at 28, AI at 29.
I'm okay with that.
I don't hate it. I get it.
John Stockton was so good. People just don't realize
it. It says right here, Stockton is the league career leader in assists and has 3,700 more than runner-up Jason Kidd, and in steals and 581 more than Jason Kidd.
Right. He's one of the most underrated players of all time.
John Stockton?
For sure.
Tiny short gang.
That's all right.
All right, 27 is a current NBA player right now.
Oh, great. That's a really good.
20.
Current NBA player?
At 27 ever? You don't have many options, though.
What do you mean?
How many people... I would like you to guess how many current NBA players...
I mean, Kyrie Irving's in my...
The top 27 ever in basketball?
Yeah, Kyrie's not in there. I like Kyrie.
I'll tell you this. At the trend he's going, this guy could probably...
It better not be KD.
No, it's not KD.
KD's way higher, right?
Yeah.
Good Lord. Thank goodness. So he's got to be a young cat? He's not that young.
I mean, he's young.
Where are we at? Let's see. Kawhi.
Mm-hmm. That's a good guess, though. Might be the best player in the league right now.
Oh, Giannis.
Yeah.
Ooh.
What do you think? Do you think he could ever, like, let's say KD doesn't come back right.
If KD didn't come back right, Giannis is the best player in the league.
But, like, could Giannis, who would finish their career higher?
KD. Gosh, I don't know, man. Because Giannis got so much better this year. KD's just different. He can't shoot off the bounce like KD KD in the ISO, I don't know if Giannis is ever going to be able to hit you. But I don't know if Giannis needs to do that. If he can shoot a three and get downhill, I think he's okay.
I think the scariest thing is that he hasn't got a consistent three-point shot yet. I'm not saying he will, but
And he's what, 23?
25.
25.
Yeah.
KD's 30. 29.
No, I'm 29. KD's older than me.
31?
Might be 32, 33.
No. KD's 31. Let's see.
KD, 31.
Yeah.
He'll turn 32 this year.
So he doesn't have that many years left. So he's got to get a couple. He's got to get a couple more, bro.
All right, I like this. 27 is Giannis. 26, 25 are two guys. 25, Kawhi. And then 24, Dwayne Wade.
Okay.
Do you like that? Or does that give too much? Does that give too much respect to Kawhi, or too little respect for Dwayne Wade? Honestly, I don't hate this right now because Kawhi did the same.
2 ships.
Kawhi did the same exact thing.
2 MVPs.
Yeah, that Dwayne Wade did.
In the NBA Finals, right? Wade's got 2 finals.
3.
3 finals.
Because that one against
3
Dallas
wins, yep. And 1 MVP, right? When they beat Dallas. And he averaged 36 in the finals. Right now I'm going Dwayne Wade over Kawhi. That could change
very quickly
in the next 6 months.
Yeah, facts. Okay.
Where's Pippen in this list?
Okay, he's in this list. Okay, I'll give you 3 names. You tell me who's ranked higher.
Okay.
Garnett, Pippen, Charles Barkley.
My opinion? Wait, Garnett.
Kevin Garnett is in this list right here in the same.
He's higher than Kawhi and Dwayne Wade?
Yeah. These are top 20 to 25 is where these 3 rank. I don't see why Garnett gets that much.
Garnett was really good.
Yeah, but if you didn't win.
Garnett went and played. I agree. He won 1 chip, right? Yeah, with Boston.
Yeah.
He's not better than Dwayne Wade.
No, I don't think so.
He's not better than Kawhi. He's not in my top 25.
He's 20 exactly. Scottie Pippen's 21.
And Barkley's got to be 22.
23. Elgin Baylor's 22.
Oh, shoot. See, Barkley is, to me, that's my problem. Barkley.
22 points, 11 rebounds per game, 4 assists, 1.5 steals.
Oh, come on.
Yeah.
What was KG?
17.8. But that's not fair because a lot of these big men, the game changed when they were late in their career. Go look at Duncan's stats late.
Oh, whose fault is that?
All right.
And they get older.
17.8 points per game, 10 rebounds, 3.7 assists, 1.3 steals, 1.4 blocks.
Barkley played with Houston with a broken back for 2-3 years.
All right, here's another one. Dirk Nowitzki or Karl Malone?
Dirk.
Karl Malone at 17, Dirk at 19.
Okay.
Karl Malone averaged 25 a game for his career.
And 10 rebounds, right?
Yeah, 25 and 10. That's crazy.
No, he was the greatest mid-range power forward of all time.
So the logo, how many points do you think Jerry West averaged for his career?
33.
No, 27.
That's really good.
No, he was a bucket. Most people don't realize that
How
who
good
the
he was.
logo is. No, he was a bucket for sure.
And the fade that Jordan got was from Jerry West.
So now we have Dr. J.
Oh, 11.
15. But they do say right here that because he was in the ABA for so long.
Dr. J was different.
Let's see here. Here's two current NBA players back to back.
KD. Bron. No. What, are they in the top 10?
Top 15.
KD. 2 current. LeBron. Oh, Steph.
Yeah. KD at 14, Steph at 13.
Wait, what? Say that again?
KD at 14, Steph at 13.
One more time. Repeat that?
Durant 14, Steph 13. I don't hate that, bro.
Why?
One of them is the greatest shooter of all time.
One of them was the extreme alpha in their primes on an NBA championship team. KD was the alpha on that team. Like, that trumps it. I'm done with them. I'm not listening to anything ESPN says anymore. He's the alpha. He's my ball. Give me it. I'm going. You're better.
I don't hate that.
Steph said it when they were playing. You're better by giving him the ball.
But guess what? Steph didn't even need KD.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did. Because LeBron would have beat him again.
How many? Steph won 1 or 2 rings without KD?
1.
Okay.
And then won 2 with him.
Yeah. How many did KD win without?
Right, 2.
Steph. How many did KD win without Steph?
0.
I think that's where the.
Oh, God.
That's the only thing I can think of right now. It's only one spot though.
I don't know. He was the alpha on both of those teams.
All right. Is Hakeem Olajuwon better than both of them?
Yes.
Okay. He's at 12. Is that not high enough?
Oh, yeah, he's top 10. Hakeem?
So it goes Hakeem at 12, Oscar Robertson at 11.
Mm-hmm. Where's my man? Shaq is at 10.
Here we go. Now we're going to get to the top 10.
Hakeem's not in the top 10? It makes me mad.
It's levels, bro. It's levels.
I like Hakeem, too.
It's levels, bro.
Footwork. Hakeem. Boy, it was different.
Shaq at 10.
Yep.
Kobe at 9. You okay with that?
No, not at all.
Tim Duncan at 8. Feel free to switch right now if you need to switch. 10, 9, 8.
Keep going.
Larry Bird at 7.
I like it.
Will's at 6.
Magic at 5.
Magic at 5. Bill Russell at 4. Kareem at 3. LeBron 2. Jordan 1. What do you want to do with that top 10?
I think you switch Kobe and Magic. I think you switch Shaq and Bill Russell. I don't think Bill Russell goes to 10.
Yeah.
But I think we forget how good Shaq was. I think Shaq's the most underrated player of all time. He's in the top 10. I think it's
for sure.
He averaged as a rookie 27 and 11. He was 6th in MVP voting as a rookie. He's the most dominant player ever.
I agree.
And Bill Russell, but you can't sit there and tell me Bill Russell can guard.
He averaged 22 rebounds a game.
Right, but that's I see. Right, but that's what everybody says.
Yeah, that's the thing. If you put Shaq over there, bring Bill Russell.
If you said, all right, Bill Russell's here and Shaq's here, right? Who has a better game when they play? I'm going Shaq 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Right? So I think that's the argument there. If I say LeBron here and Jordan here, right? I'm saying Jordan wins it 75% of the time. You know what I mean? Yeah, I don't think there's any doubt that.
For those young cats out there, by the way, Bill Russell won 11 championships in 13 years. So that's why he's on this list, by the way.
John Havlicek scored 27 a game.
I don't hate Larry Bird. You're fine at 7. I think that's a good spot for him.
Yeah, what?
Go watch Larry Bird highlights right now. He's really good.
He was so cold.
So you want Kobe at where? Where Magic is?
I think Kobe's a better Laker than Magic. I think Kobe's the greatest Laker of all time. So he's got it, in my opinion.
So then Magic at 5. You put Kobe at 5.
I put Kobe at 5. Wilt at 6.
Magic at 7.
Magic at 7. Bird at 8.
Duncan
9.
Bill Russell 10.
Yep. I understand the Bill Russell thing.
Yeah.
But I think people forget that, how good that team was. That team was really good. Bill Russell wasn't. Bill Russell, I think, averaged 13 points a game? Bill Russell was legit not an offensive threat unless he grabbed an offensive rebound and put it back in. Right, yeah. You know what I'm saying?
He averaged 15 a game.
Yeah.
And in comparison...
Shaq averaged 30?
Wilt Chamberlain's career stats, 30 points per game, 22 rebounds per game.
Right, you know what I mean? So
you can really tell that Bill Russell was not, because in the same kind of era.
Right, but I think the one thing you could say about Bill Russell is he was a winner. Mm-hmm. You know, I don't know if Wilt was like a winner. Like I don't think Wilt cared as much.
Yeah.
You know, Bill Russell was the ultimate winner.
Yeah. I mean, Chamberlain won 2 NBA championships.
But
I mean, this is top 10 ever, so yeah. But,
I mean, you could go.
I think this list is better than the Bleacher Report lists that come out. Those are awful.
Yeah, Bleacher Report just.
You probably like him because they have Paul Pierce a little bit higher.
Yeah. Bleacher Report just tries to get views. They got Draymond in one of the.
Oh, you saw that?
That was the most insane asinine.
Yeah.
And they were it was just clickbait.
Yeah.
And that to me is a joke.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that, right as soon as you do that, like, you're an idiot. You just get out of here.
So I think that'll wrap it up. YouTube, go ahead and comment as y'all follow along with this video. Mount Rushmore, debates that we talked about. The ESPN ranking, we'll put a link up in the description so you can follow along with that. You know, let us know your thoughts. Is Tyler that stupid to think Paul Pierce is ranked that high? I don't know. But
where did I put him? Where did I put him?
Way too high.
I didn't put him top 50.
You want him to be.
I do.
Until next time, no rules.
Oh.